And we are recording. Welcome everyone. This is your host Abraham L. Jaguar, a professional game master. First of all, this channel is proudly sponsored by Dead Tree Studios, the publishers and developers of Dames of Asstoria, a tabletop role-playing game where you play as monster girls experiencing high adventure in a world that doesn't fully accept them. They have recently released Daughters of Lamb. This is a pay what you want tabletop RPG where you get to play as cybernetic nuns with guns, looking for the missing pieces of their AI god. You will find it in their website. The link will be in the description and in the pinned comment. This channel is also proudly sponsored by the Red Room Publishing. Please check out their store for exclusive tabletop RPG products and check out their most recent release, Final Frontier. This is a streamlined sci-fi tabletop RPG where you get to explore space for justice, for profit, for both. You will find it in their website. The link will be in the description and in the pinned comment as well. Today we are continuing the Traveler 2nd Edition Secrets of the Ancients campaign. As always, I have Miguel from the Red Room Publishing, role-playing Yuri Sarkov, and I have Josh, a veteran of my campaigns, role-playing as Trenton Faust. So yes, welcome Miguel and Josh, and tell me, do you have any thoughts about the situation that has been going on with this campaign of the Secrets of the Ancients?
I think the most concerning thing is that I guess technically we're one admin at this point. So
At least
that's
in Regina, right? That's
yeah.
the good thing about space. Sometimes it is too far away. So perhaps, hopefully, there won't be repercussions. Hopefully.
Hopefully, yes. Of course.
For those of you that haven't seen the other parts, check out the playlist in the description. Just to give a small summary, Glenn Beckett, the friend and somewhat of a mentor of Yuri and Trenton, he passed away, and they are transporting the corpse into the planet of Al-El. And they have just arrived. It is a sort of like a jungle planet, and weapons are not allowed. At least you shouldn't harm the wildlife. You're given these weapons that are more like they are misters. They are like projectors of a mist that repels the various species of
It's
the
a bug
world.
spray.
Like a bug spray, exactly. And so it begins. As Yuri and Trenton move through the port with the grab container housing Blenn's corpse, a Vargur, a tall, wolf-like humanoid, approaches them with a datapad on his clawed hand, and speaks. Ah, you must be Trenton Faust and Yuri Sarkov. Am I correct?
Yes, you are.
Yes, I have been tasked with informing you that you should transport Glenn Beckett's corpse to the village of Bakagoya. It pains me so much to know that Glenn Beckett has passed away. Sometimes he would speak to me about his journeys.
Definitely unfortunate. He was a very good man.
I see here that the pilot assigned to you is Rao. She is one of the best. The jungles here in Alel are very dangerous, but luckily we have the latest modified version of the Dragonfly copter. The Barger points towards a large window displaying the craft outside, and you see a vehicle that resembles an elongated helicopter with two propellers at the top on each extreme.
So when
Somewhat comforting.
are we
Yes,
departing now?
yes, of course, everything is ready. The best of luck.
Thank you.
And so the burger walks away, and the door giving access to the vehicles outside is completely open. And several meters away, you can see a red-haired woman waving at you next to one of the copters.
I continue to walk forward and just keep my hand on the casket as we proceed to meet the red-headed lady.
As you get closer, she takes a few steps forward and begins speaking in a loud voice. Hello, hello, I will be your pilot for today, Yuri Sarkov and Trenton Faust. Please step right in. My vehicle is the fastest and safest way over the jungles of Alel.
Pleased
Thank
to
you.
meet you.
She pulls out a device, presses a button, and a small ramp is produced as a side section of the vehicle slides upwards, and she speaks. Please put Mr. Beckett's corpse in this small cargo bay.
Okay, let's push it inside.
Absolutely. I begin pushing it. By the way, how long do you think this journey is going to take?
It should be less than an hour. It all depends. Sometimes there are some anomalies. I think they are caused by the chemical mists that we have been spraying to keep better control of the environment. But yes, in less than an hour I will get you there.
Fantastic.
The woman takes position at the cockpit after she has made sure that you have a clear access to the passenger area.
Well, I guess keep your head on a swivel there, Yuri. Don't want to be too comfortable.
When the anomalies come, whatever that is.
Exactly. I take a seat in the passenger area, kick back, and throw my duffel bag to the floor.
Once everything is set, the propellers begin spinning and the vehicle lifts up. After a few moments of slight turbulence, Rao turns back and looks at Yuri and says, by the way, you look familiar. Are you perhaps a friend of Mira Nilan?
I think I am.
Yes,
Yes.
I'm pretty sure. I think I saw you in a photograph back when she was in college.
Hmm. So, how do you know her?
She is a pilot as well. She's currently on vacation, but she's also transporting people from the port to various areas of Alel.
Interesting. Well, maybe I'll meet her as well.
Yes, maybe you can catch up. And by the way, how long have you known Mr. Beckett?
Decades, I think. Maybe. Many years.
Oh, that is amazing. He probably had some very interesting stories to tell. Although, to be perfectly frank, I never trusted that man. She looks at both Trenton and Yuri and lowers her voice almost in a conspiratorial way. That there was something very unusual about his activities.
Oh. So, you also knew him?
Yes, I had to transport him several times, but he would always tell me to take him to the middle of the jungle alone with minimum equipment to survive.
Is that a rare request here? I guess.
It is a suicidal request. Going into the jungle without at least one or two people by your side with the proper equipment. I don't know how he managed to survive.
And he did this many times?
Yes, and he was very vague as to his purpose. Sometimes he would say that he was looking for rare materials. Other times he said he only needed to take a stroll in the middle of the Allel jungle. Can you believe it?
So, what is there besides the jungle? Is there something else that you might be looking for?
We don't know. There are always many rumors. They say that there are some safe houses hidden in the jungle, ancient vaults, and some even dare to say that artifacts related to the ancients'
Uh,
civilization.
yes, the ancients. Okay, makes sense.
I leaned forward in my chair, speaking softly to her. If you've made that trip many times, I'm sure you remember how to get there quite easily then.
Yes, although it was always different locations. It was not a single place. It's as if he was creating some sort of hexagonal pattern around the area.
You got me on that one.
Yes, that man was indeed a mystery. I can't believe he is dead. If someone could have survived the jungles of Alel, he should have been able to survive any other place.
Yep.
Well, Yuri, it doesn't seem like I knew Uncle Lynn as much as I thought. He's into all kinds of
Yeah.
strangeness.
He's always involved in something strange everywhere we go.
As you
Full of
continue talking
surprises.
and the minutes pass, suddenly Rao speaks. Oh, look, it's beginning. It's a beautiful spectacle. The skies are colored with red hues, as an aurora of mostly reddish, orangish, and yellowish tones showers the entire jungles below of golden leaves and red bark. Rao continues. And look to your right, surrounding the vehicle, many winged lizards fly to the side, reminding you of various prehistoric creatures that you have read and heard about throughout your life. And Rao continues. Those are generally not dangerous, but I do have to warn you stay clear from winged snakes in the jungles.
Winged snakes. Will do.
If snakes were not bad enough, they are able of slicing a man in half with their tails.
Oh, okay. So let's not get close.
It's a good thing we've got one of the best pilots available just to swoop us down where we need to go and then swoop us on out of here.
Ha! Yes, yes. Look, we are about to reach Bakagoya. Rao points outside of the window, and you see that located on a hilltop, there is a village surrounded by rings of metal poles. Rao speaks. Those poles spray mist at regular intervals to keep the wildlife at bay. The village can be seen as a combination of wooden structures with stone structures as well, combining circuitry and panels of the highest technological level.
You guys sure like mist.
Yes, I wonder if it has to do with some of the allergies we've been getting. I don't think breathing all of those chemicals is healthy for us, but they say it is good not only to keep the predators at bay, it supposedly has some positive effects on the flora and fauna, but I'm not scientist, so I wouldn't be able to tell.
I elbow Yuri. We need to make this a short stay. I want to
Yeah,
live as many years as I can.
I don't. Yeah, better not breathe too much of this mist.
The vehicle finally descends on a small helipad just inside of the ring of metal poles. Rao carries out the procedure to land and to give you access outside of the vehicle as she continues. Well, I wish you good luck. The jungles of Halel are very dangerous. Always travel well equipped and with other explorers, especially those that are familiar with the area.
Of course. Would you be willing to possibly wait for us here?
I have to make a few more trips, but throughout the day, I'm sure I will be asked to deliver some people here to Bakagoya, so maybe I will delay just for a bit in case you need to depart again, or if you would like me to perform some other service related to your trips.
Of course, of course. And I reach for my compad just to share my information with her.
Ah, yes. She brings out her pad as she notices your movements to exchange information. While
Okay,
that
I
is
guess that's it.
occurring, Trenton is alerted by a small beep in his comm device. And Rouse speaks, "Oh, it looks like you had some sort of message. Sometimes we have delayed messages here." But Trenton notices that the sender is unknown. The message reads 6,000 credits deposited to each of your accounts. I am exceedingly pleased with the way you handled the Harlan operation. I hope we can work in the future again. Signed, Discreet.
Fantastic. I just tilt the screen to Yuri so he can see of our accomplishment.
Oh, good.
Wasn't a total bust, I suppose.
Yep.
Rao speaks. Well, I need to make some checkup of the mechanisms. I'll have to leave you to your own devices. Again, I hope you have a good stay here in Bakagoya.
Thanks. I get up and go outside.
I shoulder my bag and go around back to proceed to get Vlin's body.
The compartment is already open so that the body is easily taken outside. And just as Trenton and Yuri are outside, a man dressed in blue robes, dark skin, completely bald except for white hair on the side of his head, looking around 60 years old, approaches both of you and speaks. Have you perhaps brought the corpse of Glenn Beckett?
Yes, yes, we did.
Allow me to welcome you to our humble village. I am the leader and some would say spiritual guide, Porter Sayad. Please transport Mr. Beckett's body to the main hall over there. He points towards a large building near the center of the village, and you also notice that the man is wearing sandals.
I slowly start walking towards the building, hand on his pod.
As you continue walking, Porter Sayan speaks. It is truly a tragedy that Mr. Beckett passed away. He was always an oddball here, but he will surely be missed. Tell me, was the journey here pleasant? I hope you didn't experience too many turbulent moments during your flight.
Nothing major.
No, not at all. The pilot was a real ace.
We were actually expecting you, Mr. Zarkov and Faust, a few days earlier, but I imagine that your trip was not exactly without obstacles in the way.
Never is.
Yes, I agree. In these times, it never is. And I also find it very alarming. Have you noticed so many incidents related to strange energies around our sector? And there is talk of the drawing being involved, and who knows what else.
Yeah, we've been hearing about all those things.
We've seen a few strange things as well. The stories we could tell.
As you are approaching the large building that has a large metal door on the side, sliding automatically as you approach it, giving you access to the interior, Porter Sayan speaks. Well, it is common for traveling throughout our sector that we have to prepare funerals somewhat hurriedly. So just make yourselves comfortable. You can leave the corpse right over there. And next to the wooden crates that you can see, sometimes we get some deliveries at very chaotic times. But we will make sure to carry out the funeral. Of course, you are staying, right?
I don't know. We haven't discussed it much. We were really destroyed when we heard of his loss and had a pretty depressing journey, to be honest. So, Yuri, what were your thoughts?
So, when will this be, the funeral?
We should have it ready in about 2 hours. Now, if you can please give me the will with the seal of Hallel. You do have the will, do you not?
Oh, but of course. I began looking through my belongings for the will.
As Trenton looks through the various papers, he notices that not a single one of the papers that came with Blend's corpse is sealed with the seal of Hallel.
Quite odd. Did you have anything on you, Yuri?
No,
Nothing here.
no, and I don't remember that, but maybe someone forgot to give us something.
Hmm.
Porter Sayan speaks. Could it be that you were never given Blend Bucket's will?
Very much looking at like that.
This cannot be. This is typical Blend. Ah, no. There are several people, and I would say factions, that are not exactly on friendly terms with each other right now. We were all expecting you to bring the will so that we could assign each member of these factions the inheritance.
Oh, but of course, of course. It's possible that we left it on the ship. Um, it's no problem. We'll make sure we track it down here shortly before the funeral starts.
We actually need it. We cannot. Well, we could carry out the funeral, of course, but then there is going to be such chaos. We need that will. You should have been given that will. And as I understand it, the authorities of Regina are very thorough. Could it be that they never got Blend's will, at least not when it comes to the official will, with the stamp of Allel?
Seems like that could be a possibility.
Yeah.
This cannot be, and Porter Sayan is interrupted by a couple of men that, with quick steps, approach next to Sajan's side, and the larger of the two men, with a huge paunch, a green cap, dressed in sweat-stained clothes, speaks. I overheard you. Let me guess. It was dear old Bled once again, never taking care of business while he was alive. Welcome, strangers. I know about you, Trenton Faust and Yuri Sarkov. I am a relative of Bled, along with my son, Hans. He points to a man to his left, wearing a sleeveless shirt, another green cap. He is dressed in the fashion of hunters or trappers. Both men have their clothes stained with various liquids, including crimson liquids. And the man continues, I am Jonas Beckett. I am the head of the Beckett family. This is my son Hans. And Glenn was the uncle of the family, although he was always quite a mystery to us, especially his connection to the Becketts.
Strangely enough, he's starting to become a mystery to us. We thought we knew Vlyn pretty well, but all these wild stories we're hearing, I'm not sure what to believe and to believe at this point, but it's a pleasure meeting you. Anybody that's a member of his family is a member of ours. I reach out to give him a handshake.
The man shakes your hand, and the individual known as Hans speaks. Well, I bet that Bland left his will somewhere else. Perhaps he was a bit paranoid and he wanted the true inheritors to find the will of his LL belongings.
I suppose that could be a possibility, but surely it would be someone in his family, I would imagine.
Well, we weren't that close to Bland, and like my father said, it was always, let's say that Bland has been living for a long, long time. Since as far as I can remember, he has always looked the same. An old man and he never ages.
Now that you mention it, all these years he didn't seem to age.
The
True.
other man, Jonas, speaks. I wonder if he was using some sort of technology to keep himself young. He was always known as Uncle Glenn Beckett to us, but we never knew exactly from where he came from, if it was like an honorary title. And my parents will always keep quiet as to how he was related to us.
So, who could have that will? A lawyer, maybe?
The fat man spits to the side. Jonas continues. It's difficult to tell. I never knew that Blend was in contact with lawyers, and we have already used all of the avenues, the legal avenues, to look for the will. Porter Sayan interrupts. Yes, I agree. We searched all over the place through legal means, and even we searched through Blend's house. Complete search. We even had the authorities. We found no such will. Jonas continues. If there is a will, it is very well hidden.
So there's a possibility the will doesn't even exist.
The younger man, Hans, replies. Well, yeah, there is that possibility. Although a lot of people were quite aware that good old Glenn, he always went into the jungles to do this or that. So I wonder if one of those little expeditions of his ended up he ended up hiding the wheel.
Uh, Such good news. Hiding in the jungle.
A woman approaches you with a younger blonde man with glasses to her side. She speaks. Ah, so Glenn has finally arrived. Ah, nice to meet you, all of you, gentlemen. My name is Marissa Josel. Uh, Jonas replies, spitting again on the floor. Marissa, last I saw you, you were far away in one of the Regina Sector satellites, trying to make some business out of. Enough of that, she interrupts. I am also related to the Beckett family. Me and my son Bard. We should also be the inheritors of whatever Blen left for us. In fact, Blen owes me his ship, the Star Hunter. I actually assisted him when he needed to hide from the certain authorities.
I lean to Yuri. I think we should get out of here as quickly as possible before we lose our
Yeah, uh, potential inheritors discussing things. It's not really the place to be.
Marisa continues. And we have no clue where that ship ended up. Marisa starts to describe a ship, a large ship, with the most advanced technology, and by her description, you are now certain that the ship that you had from Glenn as a reward, the Squire, is a completely different ship.
Maybe we lucked up this time. That's so unfortunate. Surely everything, guys, everything will turn up. I don't think there's any need to worry. We should all just sit down, relax. I know that you're all stressed. Poor Uncle Flynn, his body getting here. I know that everyone's just anxious to put him to rest.
A low, gravelly voice is heard just behind all of you, speaking. Yes, I agree. Everything will be fine as long as Glenn gives me my 1 million credits. He may be dead, but he still owes me that much. You see a short man with black hair, dressed in elegant clothes, flanked by two heavily muscled and armed men, armed with the misters, but their bulky clothes give the appearance that there could be some other things hidden underneath. He continues, I am Jusul Parab, and Glenn owes me 1 million credits. Now, where exactly could that will be?
That's a good question. I don't know. Yuri, I've never heard any mention of the will
Yeah,
until now, and I just was
I have
so
no
distraught.
idea.
I didn't even think of it.
We were just supposed to bring the bodies, so the body is here, and I think now it's your problem.
Another group approaches. Four people dressed in robes, their heads completely shaved. A woman at the front of them. She opens her arms in a grand gesture, speaking with a loud voice. We are here. We are the Brotherhood of Humanity.
Oh my god.
Glenn Bucket was a member of our order. Glenn was known to us as Initiate Zoo, and he has left all of his mortal belongings to us. But I bring news. She gets very close to both Trenton and Yuri, uncomfortably close, almost putting her face into each one's face. I bring good news, for the spirits have revealed to me the direction in which Glenn took the wheel. She points to an area that, according to your estimation, could be considered the northeast of this planet. Porter Sajan interrupts her. Come now. Don't bother our guests. They brought Glenn's corpse so that we can proceed with the funeral. The woman ignores him. It is divine will that we should find the will, so that the Brotherhood of Humanity are paid what they are owed.
Surely the spirits could guide you and continue to help you in your journey finding the will. I wish you luck.
Yes, yes,
Pat her on
yes.
the shoulder.
But we are still shackled by our mortal vessels. We are not skilled in traversing the jungles. These must be the tasks for someone else.
Well, I'm sure you can find someone that will do that job for you.
Yusul Parad moves next to Yuri and supports his claim. If you have spiritual power, you should be able to easily find the. Everyone is interrupted by the sound of a copter landing very close, even beyond the legal area of the landing pad. And as soon as the engines stop, a woman steps out of the vehicle with short brown hair, removing goggles. She appears to be in her 40s. After talking to some people near the pad, she almost runs her way towards the main building as you are talking and speaks in a very loud voice. Arisa has just arrived. I am Glenn Beckett's widow. Where is he? Where is his body? Porter Sajan points to where Glenn is located. Oh no! No, Glenn! No! I can't believe it. How did it happen? How did he die? Porter Sajan looks at Yuri and Trenton. Well, I guess you could tell the widow how poor Beckett met his demise.
It's quite an unfortunate story, to be honest. Grisly details that I dare not repeat. Yuri, if you feel comfortable,
No, not really. I think, well, he's not with us anymore. That's
let's just let him pass on. Remember him how he was. That's what's important.
he had multiple personalities, so who knows how he was.
Glenn, he was always so dashing and so mysterious. That's why I fell for him. I will never forget him. I hurried as fast as possible from Wreckland. And I was hoping to, at the very least, find some sort of solace or closure. I heard the news straight from the Regina shipment, and I came here as fast as possible. But as his widow, I am also here because I am interested that perhaps he left something for me, of course.
Of course, of course.
I have no doubt with it being Uncle Glenn that he's going to take very good care of you, even in the afterlife.
Porter Sajan speaks. It looks like the funeral arrangements have been done. Come everybody, let's move to the funeral area. We can discuss this further. Come, please.
I begin slowly walking that way, taking my time to distance myself from the crowd as much as possible.
Yes, yes, yes. Agreed. They're all crazy, right?
It seems like it. This is a lot more than we ever bargained for, that's for sure. Everybody thinks they're owed something, and we don't have anything for any of them, so this could get pretty hairy. Back to the ship, possibly?
I think we should do that as soon as possible.
As soon as possible.
As you continue walking, You are now in the main area, and Porter Sajan steps up a stage. Everybody is completely focused on Porter Sajan, and Sajan delivers a eulogy. What can be said of Glenn Beckett? He was a mystery until his very dying day. Everybody standing here knew him, but we only saw a small part of his life. Glenn went beyond the confines of our little world. He traveled further than anyone could imagine. He probably saw dozens, if not hundreds of worlds. He will be missed. He was always a stranger in strange stars. But he did bring some of that strangeness back into our lives. And I am pleased to inform all of you that you may remember the stories that Glenn told us of his adventures alongside one Trenton Faust and one Yuri Zarkov. We have them here with us today. Behold, the adventurers that were traveling alongside Glenn before his untimely demise. Everybody in the crowd looks at Yuri and Trenton.
I briefly hide my face and just put my hand up.
Porter Sayan continues. Do you wish to share with us a few words as a departure, as a final goodbye to dear old Glenn?
I nudge Yuri.
I was okay. Well, as you said, he was a mystery. He was a stranger. We have been fortunate to have known him and to have joined him in some adventures. But I have learned recently that his life has been full of many other adventures. So who knows what else he has done? Well, he had a full life, and unfortunately, he's no longer with us anymore.
Yuri must roll social plus any skill related to the situation.
I rolled a 10.
All of the people speak and whisper in approving tones, smiling. And Porter Sajan continues. That was a very good way of describing Glenn's life. You are most welcome here in Bakagoya, as long as you want to stay. But now, Sajan continues. It pains me to inform everyone present that it is indeed correct that the wheel is currently missing. The shorter man that was walking alongside individuals that appear to be his bodyguards speaks. I have just verified with my contacts. I don't think the spirits inform you, Lady of the Brotherhood of Humanity. It is well known that Glenn Beckett made many trips towards that direction, once again pointing to the northeast. It is most likely that the wheel is in that place, or at least could be a good place as any to look for it. Wouldn't you all agree? A drunk man gets up from one of the tables and yells, Yusul Parad, you are a criminal. You have been known to be responsible for so many crimes. Your information is untrustworthy. Yusul Parad looks at the man and speaks. Be very careful. The jungles of Alel can be quite hazardous to one's health. The drunk man stumbles back and takes a seat, no longer talking. Marisa Yosel supports the claim. I have also used my networks. It appears that he was constantly moving around that particular area. I propose that we should send an expedition, a team of able explorers to find the wheel there. What do you all say?
I slowly turn to walk away quietly.
I follow you.
As you walk away, the entire crowd, the entire group of people, continues talking about the situation.
What do you think, Yuri? Think there's anything to this northeast?
Yeah, maybe, but I'm not interested in taking part in that expedition. I don't think that's a job for us.
Fair enough, fair enough. I'd have to agree with you. Who knows what could be going on here, if it's a setup
Yeah.
or
Jungle traveling is not really the kind of thing I'm used to.
As you continue speaking, you suddenly become aware that Jonas Beckett and Hans approach you, and in an almost low voice, Jonas talks. No, I don't want to make you feel too uncomfortable, but I just heard that uh, it looks like nobody should leave Bakagoya until we find Blend's will. Because now there is a suspicion that perhaps somebody has the will and is not giving it. He's not delivering the document.
I see, I see. Do we have any idea who that could possibly be?
It's difficult to tell. These people are not to be trusted. Especially Yusul Parad, he is a well-known criminal here, and people that act against him tend to disappear or end up not in a very particularly healthy state of mind or body. But so it's either someone has it or it's out there in the jungle.
I look to Yuri and wink briefly, and I lean into the man. Listen, just between me and you, the last few times I talked with Uncle Lynn, he had seemingly amassed a massive amount of wealth. So whoever does get that will, they won't ever have to worry about anything ever again. Hell, there should be plenty enough for everyone, but I'm sure one of these greedy bastards might want it for themselves. That's just my take on it, though.
Hans speaks. Yeah, that sure makes a lot of sense. Now here's a crazy plan. How about we go by ourselves into the jungle and see if we can find ourselves that wheel?
Yes, I was. I don't know. Mm, I don't like that idea.
Seems a little risky for two old men like us to be
Yeah,
bumbling around in the jungle.
armed with bug spray. Nah.
But surely if you traveled with Glenn, you're probably just as skilled as him. You probably have a lot of knowledge concerning dangerous environments.
I don't think we are anything close to him because if he survived this jungle alone, he was much more skilled than us. I'm sure.
I'll second you on that. Apparently, he had more skills than I knew about.
As you continue speaking, three more people approach you. One is the blonde man, young blonde man with spectacles, walking alongside Blend's widow, Arisa. And next to them, one of the bodyguards of Yusul Parad. They argue as they get close to you. And Arisa looks straight at Trenton and Yuri and speaks. Well, a widow always have to, you always have to deal with these sorts of things. This is my first time being a widow, of course. But what I wanted to say is that things are heating up quite a bit. And we were just talking here with this young man by the name of, what did you say your name was? Bard. Yes, Bard. Well, according to Bard, he's knowledgeable about the area. But as we were talking, this man, this goon of Yusul Parad, he overheard us and he wants to accompany us for the sake of his patron's interest. The muscular man speaks. I can assure you I won't be an obstacle. I am just making sure that my boss gets paid what he's owed. I am sure that that Beckett guy was very rich, so 1 million credits shouldn't be too much.
Yeah, I don't think 1 million credits to Flynn would have been anything from what I heard. I'm sure there's plenty enough for all of you, honestly, but that's just, well, I've probably said too much.
The man continues. I may be working for Yusul Parad, but I am an honorable professional. The name's Morgan. And as long as our objectives are aligned, I promise you that I have the necessary skills to survive in the jungle.
When are you departing for this task?
As soon as you are able, Arisa continues. Yeah. Bard also supports the notion. With my guidance, we can get through quite easily.
I look down at my computer and just see what time it currently is.
It is 12 p.m.
Well, perhaps we can have the evening to think it over and devise a plan of our own. It seems like it's going to be quite an undertaking.
Hans speaks. Well, we could actually try that, but I'm not so sure. The authorities, well, most of them are. I'm sure they are not corrupt, but I wonder if there are others searching that area. And that Brotherhood of Humanity group, they said that they are not suitable for expeditions, but who is not to say that right now they could have other members of their sect moving around. Hans speaks as he looks to Jonas Beckett. You know, old man, you should stay here. You're not going to be useful to us. You know, the last time we were in the jungle, you almost ended up falling down one of those pits near the deeper parts. And Jonas speaks. Well, that is true, and I am the head of the Beckett family after all. I guess I'll stay behind. But yes, lady and gentlemen, I can assure you Hans here is a very skilled guide and survivalist. He's interrupted by Bard, the blonde man with spectacles. Perhaps not as skilled as I know all of the ins and outs of the jungle. Yeah, that's right. That's right.
I don't know, fellas. It seems to me like you guys are quite capable of taking on this task yourselves at this point. I don't know how much Mr. Zarkov or myself could offer.
Hans speaks. Well, I can tell you something. Bland wouldn't have traveled with you and told all of those stories unless you were quite capable. It would really help us if you were to go and assist us finding that wheel.
Hmm.
Arisa speaks. And I think that finding the wheel, the sooner the better, right? I also don't want to stay here too long. I mean, after all, this place brings me so many bad memories of the loss of my dear Blen.
Of course, of course.
Well, Yuri,
So, what do you think, Trenton?
I suppose we could go for a ride and see what turns up.
Okay, let's give it a shot.
Morgan, the bodyguard, interrupts you. And don't forget to purchase the necessary equipment if you think that there is something that you could need, perhaps a first aid kit, or if you have some sort of bladed weapon. Because here in Bakagoya, they allow you to carry bladed weapons. This store sells everything as long as it's not a firearm, as we only rely on misters. All of the equipment in the gear and weapons section is available except firearms.
Let me ask you, what type of vehicle have you guys procured for this travel?
Arisa speaks. Even I am knowledgeable about that. We cannot take wheeled vehicles in this area. It is forbidden because it damages the flora and the fauna, apparently. It's always done on foot.
Foot race.
Morgan, the bodyguard, looks at the sky and speaks. It doesn't seem to be cloudy, but the trek won't be an easy one. We better equip ourselves with the best available, or at the very least, keep your eyes open and be aware of your sounds, the sounds that you perceive, the smells. The jungles are sure to be deadly.
Well, Yuri, I'm not liking the sound of any of this.
No, 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 you are right.
Is there no way to fly into this area?
Arisa thinks for a moment. Well, I'm a pretty decent pilot, and I came with my own vehicle. However, we could try flying around, scouting the perimeter to see if we can, at the very least, get a better idea of where we are moving through. However, we need to remain within the area because I do know that the laws here in Alel are pretty strict when it comes to these matters. If we were to give the impression that we are trying to escape from Bakagoya, I am sure we would be shut down by one of the many security systems.
Ah, of course. I see. I see. Well, if you would just give me just a moment, excuse us. We need to discuss a few matters, and then we'll give you our answer.
Yes, that is good enough. Yes. The people continue speaking among each other, ignoring both of you.
I walk several paces with Yuri and light a cigarette. What if we got in touch with the pilot that brought us in, and perhaps
Oh yeah,
just
you have our contact, right?
yes, and then just maybe followed them somewhat, and if we needed to make a break, we've got our own ride.
Yeah, I think so. It's a good idea.
Perfect. I get on my communicator and get in touch with her as we continue to keep space between us and the rest of the individuals.
You hear a voice as her image appears on screen. This is Rao.
Yes, yes, Trenton and Yuri here. How would you like to make some money?
How much are we talking about?
Plenty.
Plenty as in perhaps
100,000.
did you say 3,000?
100,000.
That sounds really good. Yes, what do you have in mind?
We are going to have an excursion into the jungle, and we think you're going to be the one to take us.
Ah, but that area is very difficult to navigate.
I have
I
nothing
could
but faith
drop you eh, to one of the spots where Blen asked me to land. I did make an emergency landing a few times because Blen, for whatever reason, wanted to explore one of the sectors. So just let me know exactly where you are going when you require me to take you, and I'm sure I can, at the very least, get you pretty deep into whatever section of the jungle you want to visit.
Fair enough, but you don't seem quite as confident as I thought. How about 20 grand? You get us there.
I would be glad to do it.
All right. Well, head this way and we'll start our journey.
I'll be there in about an hour.
Perfect. See you then.
The communication ends.
There's no need to tell her that she might be having to help us escape and get back to the ship and
Yeah.
do illegal activities and all of the above. We don't need to disclose that now.
No, not necessarily.
Morgan, the bodyguard, approaches you and addresses you. So, are you ready to depart?
You mentioned something about a store.
Yes, yes. It should be right over there. Just walk a couple of buildings straight forward to the right. And all of the necessary equipment except firearms of any kind, it is available there.
Thank you. I'll accompany Yuri. That's a good idea. Let's go shopping. That'll buy us some
Yes.
time anyway.
Well, we need at least a med kit, and if they say that we can wear bladed weapons, we can also take. And I don't know what else. So we walk over to the store.
You easily reach the store, and a selection of many goods can be seen. All of the prices and items that you would expect to find in your standard shop in any other part of the sector. As you are looking through, a communication is sent directly to Yuri's comm device with a beep. The sender is unknown. The message, a mess, a garble of scrambled letters, but some of them make sense. They read as fragments, they read, Lodge in the, and coordinates are sent to you. Package waiting for you in the same coordinates, pointing to the section of the jungle in the northeast that everybody has been mentioning. And there is no more in the message. Another beep is heard, this time in Trenton's comm device. It is the pilot, Rao. She says, "It looks I'm going to be arriving there a bit earlier than usual."
Perfect, perfect. We're on our way. I grab a few items from the store, one including a med kit, and slowly make my way to where she landed previously.
As Trenton approaches the area and Yuri finishes looking at the items, the same vehicle that took you to Bakagoya lands. And just as you are about to meet up with Rao as she's descending, just behind you, you can hear the quickening footsteps of Arisa. And she speaks. Hold on, wait. Mr. Faust, right? Listen,
Yes.
listen, I have a suggestion. What about we leave everyone else behind and we just go on our own to find the wheel?
I'm listening.
Yes, I may not look it, but Blaine married me after all. He doesn't just. He won't just marry someone, right? But I am actually very, very skilled. And I think that with you and Yuri. By the way, where's Yuri Sarkab?
Oh, he's just over here. He's leaving the shop now. We just had to get a few items to prepare for the trek ahead.
Yes. I think that the three of us, we could just move. It's much better to move in a small group and get our hands on that wheel. Because to be perfectly frank, I don't trust the others.
Well, if I'm being honest, I don't trust anybody these days, but that's just a learned habit. Ah, Yuri, we have a new
So,
proposition.
what's going on?
She wants to leave without everybody else.
Well, I guess we can do that.
You want to ride with us?
Yes, of course. Rao approaches you and speaks. Also, yes, so we believe Trenton and Yuri. Is she coming along as well?
Yes. If
A
that's
pleasure to
okay, of
meet
course.
you. I am Arisa, yes. Yeah, Rao speaks. Yes, it's no problem at all. After all, I'm getting well paid. So, do you need to leave in a hurry?
We do, actually.
Come then, come. And Rao motions for you to follow her. She gets into the vehicle.
I just whisper to Yuri, we're going to have to just make this worth our while, it appears. So,
Let's hope we do find something.
I hope that's the case. I proceed to walk and take a seat in the passenger area.
And so it is done. Arisa also takes a seat. And as soon as Yuri steps into the vehicle, it takes off. Rao begins flying and speaks. So I know more or less the general area, but do you have like coordinates that could help us get to your destination?
Absolutely. I take out my computer and send the coordinates to her comm device.
Ah, yes, it shouldn't be too much of a problem. The vehicle continues its way.
That's what I
Arisa
like to
speak.
hear.
Arisa speaks. Uh, yeah, this is my second time here. Actually met Glenn here in a bar, but this area of the jungle, as I understand it, it is a bit taboo for certain tribes. They say that there are evil entities and spirits roaming around. Of course, all nonsense, right? But you have to wonder if it's related to something else.
Hmm. Could be. I hope those misters are handy. Who knows what we'll run into?
Suddenly, all of the devices on board of the vehicle begin beeping and powering down. And Rao says, "Okay, everybody, hold on tight. We're going to have to make an emergency landing. I don't know what is wrong, but everything is failing. Here we go." The vehicle begins making a violent descent as the propellers stop working and the anti-grav devices begin powering down. The vessel almost crashes against a group of trees as Rao violently makes a quick turn and the vehicle falls completely at an angle on its almost on its side. Everybody must roll endurance. Just endurance.
Six.
4.
Both Trenton and Yuri take 3 hits to their endurance as the violence of the impact takes its toll on the crew. A trickle of blood falls from Arisa's mouth, just small enough to be noticeable, and she speaks, my lip! Ah, is everybody okay?" Rao speaks, "What a landing. I'm sorry I couldn't do it better. Everybody all right?"
I'm alive.
I struggle to get up out of my seat in immense pain. Well, Yuri, it looks like you were right. This was definitely a bad idea.
It didn't start well. No.
Rao speaks, "Well, what now? Uh, mm, should we try to turn back or should we?" Arisa speaks, "No, we are so close. We're probably halfway there, right? This must be the area where whatever Glenn was looking for is."
I take a moment to evaluate my injuries, realizing that I've taken much more damage than I thought. I'm not sure I'm going to be able to go on foot.
Arisa speaks, "Well, are you suggesting we should spend the night here in the helicopter? No, we need to move."
I struggle to get out of my seat and free from the vehicle.
Rao steps outside, looks around, and talks out loud. Well, I'm not exactly the most skilled one at navigation and survival. How are you, couple of gentlemen and lady? How are you in terms of surviving in hostile environments?"
Not my thing.
Yeah, it's usually my thing, but not when I get plummeted into the earth like that, so I'm not sure how well we're going to fare at this point.
Arisa speaks. Well, I actually know a thing or two, so I think I could serve as a guide if you allow me to. But I will need your assistance if there is any danger, of course.
But of course.
Now, before we continue, Trenton, is it, and Yuri, do, do you have any clue whatsoever as to what exactly we are looking for?
I don't. Not a clue.
Absolutely nothing.
Ah, great. So we just have to keep on going and see if there is something strange. Uh, all right then. Have your weapons ready or whatever. Here we go.
I pull my revolver out of my bag and put it on my side, stagger to my feet again, and shoulder my duffel bag, following her into the forest.
Rao speaks. Trenton, make sure nobody sees that revolver. You know, it is illegal to use weapons against the species here in LL.
Ah, of course, yes. Do you have any misters with you?
Yes, I have one, Arisa speaks. I have one too.
Perfect. You guys will have to protect us then, it seems.
We'll try. Yes, replies Rao. Arisa moves up ahead, and for a moment, the usually clumsy movements of Arisa disappear, and you can see the movements of a professional, someone that has done this several times.
Another one full of surprises.
Would expect no less.
For a moment, there is a sound that combines buzzing and growling. Arisa stops. Wait, listen. And suddenly it is all too quiet. I don't hear any. And the buzzing and growling resume as a swarm of flies combined with the appearance of some sort of lizard creature are produced from deep within the jungles, heading in your direction. Roll initiative. Either dexterity or intellect.
Two.
Ten.
Yuri can take action before everyone else.
Mister. Mis- use Mister against those things.
Roll with the relevant characteristic and skill. The closest skill to the weapon, to the firearm.
6.
Yuri's aim was too far away from the swarm, as the unwieldiness of the Mr. Weapon becomes evident. And now, Arisa hides behind a tree and unleashes the charge of her Mister, impacting part of the swarm. Some of it scatters away, but the rest of the cloud of fly lizard creatures, continues his advance. Rao also fires away from her position, not even bothering to move, but misses. And now Trenton can take action.
I dive towards one of the trees and just pull my revolver out, trying to see if any of the creatures get too close.
The swarm is about to descend upon Trenton. Trenton can still take action.
I fire off several shots in the general direction of the swarm.
Trenton must roll with advantage the relevant characteristic and skill. 3 dice, discarding the lowest one.
"13.
The shots go through the swarm, and it immediately scatters away. But in the distance, far off in the distance, an alarm is heard. Vroom, vroom, constant sound, and then it stops. Rao speaks. Well, it looks like Trenton saved our lives, but in the process, I don't think the authorities here are going to be very happy.
Unfortunate. Sorry about that, guys, but didn't feel like getting eaten today."
Yes. Well,
Arisa speaks, but it was very well done in my opinion. Did you see that these misters, they do not work at all? They're useless.
yeah, fascinating. They gave us useless weapons. Ooh, good.
Yuri, do you think that the copter was taken down by that technology we ran into before, or you think it was just some other anomaly?
It could be that. Yeah, the everything stopped, so it could be the exact same thing.
Arisa and Rao interrupt almost at the same time. What technology? What technology?
Disruptive technology disconnects everything that is electronical or electrical.
Something from the ancients.
Rao speaks. Oh, no way. That is. They always bring out those rumors about the ancients. I would understand it if it was Sodani technology, but the ancients again, they seem to be all the rage nowadays when it comes to conspiracies.
Agreed. That's all we've heard for the past few weeks.
It's only a conspiracy until we find out that's true.
Good point. Good point. Well, I guess we better not stay here too long. Who knows what that alarm will bring? I guess they know our position at this point, so we should probably move out.
Arisa says, "Yes, let's continue ahead because sometimes they bring out these robots that chase down people that have been using weapons."
Yuri's specialty.
And so, with a quickened pace, Arisa moves ahead, almost not waiting for everyone else to follow, as Rao also follows.
I limp quickly behind him, still rocked from the impact of the crash.
Arisa speaks. Hey, look, what is that up ahead? There is like, look, is that a hatch? She points towards a clearing that contains various stone structures completely covered in weeds, plant life, and even some animal droppings. And there is a white metallic looking hatch, just as big to allow 2 people to go down it inside. However, there is a huge lid with no handles or visible circuitry.
Peculiar. Perhaps we should get a closer look. I look around above, make sure there's no other security that's visible.
Trenton must roll either intellect or education plus any relevant skill related to weapons, security systems, technology.
In the
11.
meantime, I approach it as well and start to look at it.
Yuri must also roll the same, either intellect or education with any relevant skill.
I rolled a 13.
Trenton has finished surveying. Trenton can also announce.
11.
It is quite evident for both Trenton and Yuri that this hatch is not actually an entrance, but part of a sophisticated security system, as they are familiar with such devices. Sometimes they produce deadly bursts of radiation, and Yuri is quite certain that the technology level for this device is way beyond his current skill set or even any device that he currently carries.
Well, that's something. I guess we won't be going down here, but
Arisa speaks. Why? There's a hatch. Why don't we try to open it?
it's more like a weapon, really. Makes me wonder, Yuri, you think this could have took us down? Who knows?
Yeah. Being a weapon, it's probably a bad idea to touch it. Maybe there's another entrance. Maybe there's
Perhaps somebody's defending something, so we're probably on the right track at the very least.
Rao replies. It could be that we are getting close, right? Why would they have something like that here?
We are close to something, definitely.
Arisa speaks. Do you think Glenn built this?
I don't think so. He was probably exploring the place, looking into it.
That makes a lot of sense. Well, let's try to continue in the general direction. Hopefully, we are getting close to our objective.
Agreed. You ladies lead the way.
Yes. You are the trackers.
Arisa and Rao move ahead. As you continue stepping on firm ground, Arisa yells, "Oh no, how could I not consider this?" The entire ground shifts and turns to mud. Even the plant life, the grass, also undergoes some strange transformation, almost melting into mud. And the entire group is cut in mud as they rapidly begin sinking down. And this concludes this session. A bit of a cliffhanger.
Let's see.
Finally, quicksand. That was something. I've been waiting for this since the 80s.
They warned us of this.
You took some very interesting actions. Like I had to really, how you say, improvise with the many routes you did. Took so many actions that the typical module doesn't cover. So
That's
I
kind of
think
what I was afraid of a little bit, and that's I don't know. At the end of the day, when we're using modules and stuff, they do have certain things you have to fall in line with to a certain extent. So
Yeah, it's hard to cover everything. Like,
But I think this is
impossible.
going to be very, very interesting and very fun because now we can explore another approach to the entire thing.
that's good. That's good.
Hmm.
As long as we didn't throw too big a wrench into the scenario, I guess we're doing all
No, that
right.
is always well. That's always like how you say a good game master or referee. He always needs to do that. Like you cannot say like, "Oh no, you're not following. Get back on the rails. Get back. Go back to no." But I think yeah, it's going to be a very unique take on this campaign because yeah, that's what it's all about. You have to make sense of the context with the actions of the characters. And what do you think about the session in general?
There was a strange, that strange encounter. All those characters, they were pretty weird. I
Typical
guess we're going
family.
to, I guess we're going to end up finding some of those again. I bet if they are
Hmm.
coming here as well.
Perhaps, perhaps.
Yeah, the trick's going to be turning it to our advantage and making this whole thing worthwhile. So that's going to be the
Get,
interesting part.
let's get rich or die
Because
trying.
I think that's one of the best things about tabletop RPGs that yeah, you have like the module, you have the situations, but depending on the out of rails, that I always encourage out of rails, thinking out of the box type of actions. Sometimes you skip a lot of hazards, a lot of encounters. You could even say that you can shorten the adventure based on that. But usually in my experience as a player and as a game master, when you take those actions, you take a shortcut, but the dangers increase a bit.
Yeah,
Mm.
makes sense. Yes.
Yeah, but that was great, and it really goes to show that both of you, perhaps because you have been game masters as well, that you are already familiar with many hazards and traps and whatnot. But I think that the general, like a beginner game master, could have some trouble thinking like, wait a minute, what happens if the players do not get into these encounters, and sometimes they even want to force the players like, no, 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 get back into this social encounter. No, no, wait, wait. Yeah.
True.
It's like in you know Knights of the Dinner Table, right? That comic book, the strip.
Never read it.
No,
I know
it's
the name.
from one of the most famous comic strips. But one of the characters, he's Bob, and it's his first time being a dungeon master, and he's like trying to run the adventure. You see a small box in the center of the room, and the other players are like, well, let's go into another room because it could be like a trap. And they continue on. As you turn the corner, you see a box in the middle of the corridor. And they're like, no, 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 let's take the other corridor. As you enter the next room, you see a small dwarf holding a box. And he approaches you and tells you, would you like to have this box? And he's basically trying to force them into opening the box to the point that the box is actually chasing them. That the box is running towards you down the corridor.
That's
Yeah,
pretty funny.
Yeah,
yeah.
well,
That,
that was great as always. Now, before we wrap this up, do you have any other words to share, Josh and Miguel?
that nothing that I can remember now.
I had to figure out how to get out of the quicksand.
Yeah,
That's going to be great. The other scenario is going to start with that high
Or it
danger
could be a very
situation.
short session next time we get
yeah.
The,
together.
Oh, you die. Okay.
we devote this session to creating characters. Like everybody, wait, we're going to create new
Well,
character.
yes. Oh, it takes long enough. It would probably be 1 hour and a half to create characters, right? Just
Yeah,
run.
no, definitely. Depending the how the other session, if you skip the quicksand, we will have to end it because the traveler creation character creation system is a bit lengthy. So let's hope that you survive instead.
Yes.
Hmm. Well, thank you to everyone for watching this session, and thank you so much to those of you that are going the extra mile to support the channel. If anyone else wishes to further support the channel, consider joining as a member using the super thanks button. Like, subscribe, take a look at the information in the description and in the pinned comment. This has been your host, Abraham L. Jaguar, a professional game master. And remember, in tabletop role-playing games, you are not telling stories about your characters. You are experiencing the game world as your characters. And definitely check out the Red Room Publishing's latest release, Final Frontier. It is a lot simpler than Traveler. I am currently going through the document. If you prefer like streamlined sci-fi, you're going to love that one. So once again, thank you all, and the next session is happening in 2 weeks. See you later. I'm stopping the recording in 10 seconds.